lanes, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes.
Hey everybody, how you doing? This is Eiliyah Reacts. Okay, look y'all, I said this should be over with, but it's a lot of great reactions towards this whole situation with Will and Chris Rock. I'm trying to stop this whole thing, but this is getting kind of sticky but good at the same time, because there's life lessons to be taught here. Because in my humble opinion, honey, I believe in my heart that we have lost communication and translation and not communication, I just said that. Communication, translation, and the transformation of what real human charismatic people supposed to be. We lost. Stop it. Leave Nikki alone. Live, baby. It's live. It's real time. Real time. Stop it. You leave the babies alone. That's why they be attacking you. Stop it. Do unto others as you want them to do unto you. You can't go growling at them and expect them to just look at you and just let you growl. That's a no-no. Okay? You can't be barking at them, because they play with you sometimes. And now you want to go over there and mess with them. You stop. That takes me to my point. Okay? It takes me to my direct point. We have to be able to do unto others as we want them to do unto us. Respect earns respect. And I did the whole Tiffany Haddish thing, but I'm doing the Tiffany Haddish thing with my boy Kevin Wesley. Now, I've been following him since I became conscious and aware, but I'm still spiritual. When I know the truth, and some people know the truth and still don't walk in that truth and still live in the mindset that was created in this system. I am not a systematic person. I still have faith in God. I still believe there is Jesus still. But at the same time, I believe in my experience. I don't believe in what you are teaching 100%. I believe there is a teaching out there, and I need to be a part of that. Some people have a little more knowledge on how to teach that and have the curriculum to teach that, and to preach that. I can only give you my experience and my faith and how I believe and how strong it is and how it's prevalent in my life and how it can show through my videos. Okay? All right. So my teaching comes through my YouTube. Okay? And how I explain things, how I see things, the views that I have, the way that I was raised by God, because a man has raised me and failed me. So I am not going to put 100% into what man has done, but what God has done in my life, and to make me the great woman that I am, the goddess that I am, the queen, not the princess, because I'm the queen, honey. I am the one and the only Meloranda Adela in this whole world. Do you understand? The only reason why I picked Eiliyah Reacts, like I said, is because Eiliyah means the beautiful one grows with or grows in God in peace and love. Okay? So I do not That fits me. That name fits me for this channel, for my life, the experience that I have. I have grown into peace and love with God, and I am beautiful. Every woman that is loving herself and taking responsibility to herself, not creating chaos to herself and to others, drama to herself and to others, and creating a world that is systematic within herself, outside of herself as well, to others, then that makes her beautiful. Your inside dictates your outside. Okay? So if you ugly on the inside with the systematic thinking that's made for us to fail as colored and uh, colored people, I'm just going to keep it there, because we are all colors of blackness. Okay? I got on here today because Kevin made all the points I made on Tiffany Haddish. I'm going to keep it 100 with you. Like I said, and I always say in my going out of my videos, I love you, and Jesus loves you, and I love you. I may not like your ways, but I love you anyway. I don't like your ways, but I still love you, because you are capable and will, at some point in your life, it may not be the time of the season for you, but you will learn to do better with your life by the influences of someone or some spiritual experience God will place on your life at some point in your life. We all have a time and a season for everything, and everything is a learning experience. You're either going to be on this earth being a part of the problem, or you're going to be on this earth as part of the solution. Which one do you choose? If you want a good man, you don't go and pick somebody that has the mindset of a child. You pick a man that has the mindset of someone who is going to have your back, who thinks before they do things. They're not nasty in speaking. They take care of business. And they know the time and the place for everything. They're not narrow-minded, because they think about the fullness of the whole picture before they go into whatever it is that they're thinking to do. They also take in ideas that are positive and productive enough for it to be an advance for everyone, not just to themselves. They are the man's man and God's man. So we're not looking for a man who's about the streets and about the sheets only. Okay? We need a man that knows what's going on around him, who's aware of his surroundings, who seeks out, danger, sees danger before danger hits, not seeks out these dangers. Nobody go looking for trouble except for some ignorant fool out there trying to prove something. So I'm straight into the point. I don't like Tiffany Haddish, because Tiffany Haddish has come into money, come into her fame, and has not changed her dialect. She has not changed her mindset. She still talks, not thinks. Well, she thinks too, because if you watch the video, my video, his video, videos down the line that might pop up, Tiffany Haddish had a humility about herself, but she still didn't have the class that she should have had, that should have grown into. She should have had somebody to teach her how to walk into her destiny and change her dialect and her thinking as she was going level to level. Okay? If she did have somebody, and this is all alleged, so don't come after me, because this is my honest, unopinionated, my unapologetic, opinionated um um thoughts. I mean, I could say whatever, and she's still gonna be her. I'm gonna still be me, and I'm gonna still be growing, and she may be still growing in her fame, growing in her money, growing in these in her her comedic way. She could still be growing because there's a lot of people out here that thinks and do just like her, which is average. That is not a higher thinking way of going. But you're gonna get rich off of people that has the same mindset as you. Now I'm looking at the camera. I had to think about it because I'm looking right at the my computer. And too, Tiffany Haddish been through some stuff. And you would think that somebody like her, and that is a lot of women out here that are hurt and wounded, and they're bored with themselves, so they get bored with others. And if life is too quiet, you gotta, drum up some stuff, and you don't have a good spin on stuff. You gotta make stuff exciting for you. So I'm saying all this to go ahead and put this video all the way through. It's playing in my, how I do this. I let the video play. You're gonna be like, oh, I wish she stopped talking and just play the video. But the video is playing right now as I'm talking, and I'm looking. I have already seen this video. I approve of everything you doing, Cass. I do. I've been following you since I think 2017. I think it is, when you were a pastor, and then I don't know, whenever that transition came in, when you got light of the truth. Yeah. And you were a pastor, now you are who you are now. And you are a wonderful man of God, still, regardless if Jesus is added to it or not. You still a wonderful man of God because you still believe strongly in God, okay? So, but there's an etiquette, y'all. Back to what I'm saying, like, there's an etiquette to everything you do in life. And as I said so many times, and you could call it isolation or running away from world's problems and all this, that. No, I created a peace on earth where this bubble that I built up around me and my son and my husband to be, okay, this whole peaceful surroundings I deal with. You know how you have little swimmers? I'm being nice about it. They got to go bust through, and only one could get in. There's only like maybe one or a couple of things that might bust through this bubble, and I might get hit with something. It's not foolproof, but at the same time, it's enough for me not to have this drama in my life. To not have this world penetrate me so badly where it affects me and spiral me down into the low man total pole of the mindset of a lot of people. I got into my emotional way in one of my videos. I even blocked my emotions a little bit with the little dots and stuff in the purple, and everything, because I did get hit. I got hit with some PTSD moments, but did I live there? No. I went through that for that. I went through that for that moment, but it didn't last that long. It really didn't. It did not. So, I went and I talked to my therapist. We talked about it, talked it through, and now I'm able to just keep moving the way I've been moving on my channel and the way I've been moving in life. I didn't let this spiral me down in a deep depression where I'm just can't get out of bed. My body still responded because I have fibromyalgia and nerve damage, so it still does what it wants to do. But it doesn't mean that my mind and my heart is following in it too. I still push past the pain. That's my motto. Push past the pain. And the Bible says your labor is not in vain. So y'all just, y'all gotta stop. and really evaluate your lives and put yourself, even if you could. I mean, some people can't even fathom how to be in a good place in your life because that's all you ever known was drama in your life. Like, I never knew drama at all until I got with my kid's dad. I had drama like boyfriend girlfriend problems, but that's high school stuff. You go through that. I had um, uh, I had abusive problems, sexual abusive problems. I have been raped a couple of times, a few times, too many times. And those are the dramas of the mindset of other people that's trying to put their stuff off on you and make you believe that you are the problem. That's that manipulating stuff. That's that narcissistic stuff that I'm always talking about. There's always a narcissist in the lurking around in your family. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to go ahead. Kev, you did a wonderful job, better than me, about this video. I put this video up because I am in my if you want to look at it down and look at my channel and find it, like, it's got Tiffany Haddish. That's her only face in the thumbnail. So, like, just go and let's watch this video and let's make a better world. Because, we could get a second chance. God could give us another chance. And this could turn around for us. But when the end comes, the end's going to come. Regardless. Even if it's just your judgment day. Your death day. You know what I'm saying? Your judgment is when you leave this earth. And then that's when earth is over for you. But life is what you make it. You either make it good for yourself or you fall into the mindsets of others and make it bad for yourself. The system is made for you to fail. There's only one way, and that is God's way. Get into your good book. I'll talk to you later. Jesus loved you, and so do I. I may not like your ways, but I love you anyway, in Jesus' name. Let's get to the video. Hey, Wesley, how you doing? Nah, how you doing? You made some good points, and I have me a high standard guy. His status is high, and he's a good guy, and I wouldn't have to tell him or pull him back to tell him, nah, don't do this. This, he thinks before he acts. So, Kev, you said everything right. I have had some really disgusting guys in my lifetime of relationships, and some were better than others, and some were just downright terrible, and some tried to kill me. So, a couple of them tried to kill me. So, let's I know the difference. I was told when I was in my first marriage that I wouldn't even know the difference of a good man or a bad man, or a man with class or a man that's about the streets. And because I've been with him all my life. That's not the truth at all. Wait till y'all see the journey with me on this channel and in my personal life. Man, you be up there like, what? She was telling the truth. Yeah. And the truth shall set you free. In Jesus' name, let's get to the video. Hey, Kev, how you doing? Okay, it's all for entertainment, baby. It's all in for entertainment. I'm much classier than this. See ya.
Night is a success. Okay. It was a great night tonight.
Okay, what did you...
First of all, I seen a man stand up for his wife, which we don't see that much anymore. That made me have hope. How about you? How did you feel about it?
I wanted your opinion on it because you're a comedian. And so it was that thing where, like, was that joke too far? How did you feel about what Will did? Because you are someone who's done comedy, and yet, like you just said, you saw a man defending his wife.
Yeah. I want to know how you felt about it. Would you want your husband to do that for you if you was clearly hurt? I mean, they put her face up on the screen. He looked over at his wife. She was hurt. What would you want?
I would want him to defend me. The thing that made me sad was like this was a big night for Will, and then you saw that emotion for him, and it was like God, it's just I can't. I don't think I've still processed how this night went. You know.
Well, I just know she better take care of business when they get home. Because I know I would. If my man did that for me, I'm just saying, hello.
Did you talk to either of them tonight?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. Did you tell them how you felt?
Oh, they know how I feel.
Yes. Okay.
Oh, they know how I feel. That's my friends.
Yes.
They know.
Well, you go way back with them to some of the.
It's a girls' trip.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. Listen, family, first off, this video was quite revealing. I'm going to speak to some of the points or things that Tiffany Haddish said, and I'm going to give my perspective on it, okay? But first, I'm going to start the video over because I saw some things that I want to, tap into. Here we go.
Night is a success.
Okay.
It was a great night tonight.
Okay. What did
First
you?
of all, I seen a man stand up for his wife,
Okay.
which we don't see that much anymore. That made me have hope. How about you?
I
How
wanted.
did you feel about it?
I wanted your opinion on it because you're a comedian, and so it was that thing where like, was that joke too far? How did you feel about what Will did? Because you are someone who's done comedy, and yet, like you just said, you saw a man defending his wife.
Yeah.
Okay, so first she said it was a success, and then she said, we rarely see men stand up for their wives, and this is what Will Smith did, It appears that Tiffany Haddish is only looking from the perspective of a wife, what it would feel like to be protected when you're offended, okay? So your man protects you. This is seen as romanticized in our world. A man defending his wife's honor. I'm putting wife's honor in quotes because your wife's honor just means anything that might offend her. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's very vague. So defending your wife's honor. This seems to be very romanticized, of course, in women, in our ladies. Anyway, she sees it from only that perspective. So it appears that the reporter tries to shift her view to that of a comedian because Tiffany Haddish is a comedian. And her first answer, of course, is using ego. What it would feel like to be a wife protected by your husband when somebody offends you. Okay, we get it. But you also have another ego, another character in which you embody a comedian. From a comedian's perspective, it seems that she would see that Will Smith was in fact wrong for slapping Chris Rock. But I want you to notice that Tiffany Haddish never goes down this road. It's like she refuses to even consider this. Watch this. This is Tiffany Haddish's response to, hey, I'm asking you what you think because, hey, you're a comedian. Do you feel that the joke was too far? Here's Tiffany Haddish's opportunity to say if the joke was actually too far. Was the joke too far? Number one, we don't know if Chris Rock actually is the one who wrote the joke. Will Smith also understands comedy. He knows that may not be the case. Now, Chris Rock is the person who all of the anger got projected onto, but is he the one that wrote the joke? Okay? So, is the joke too far? Number one, it's a G.I. Jane joke. Chris Rock obviously didn't feel that the joke was too far because he rationalizes the whole thing by saying, dude, it's a G.I. Jane joke. This appears that he doesn't think it's too far. I don't see where anyone else thinks it's gone too far, unless, of course, they're looking through the eyes of ego. Her hair loss, alopecia, her being a woman. Okay, and so these type of things, we really do look through the lens of looks, family. All these things seem to matter, and they seem to dilute our actual view of what's actually happening here. And this is why I'm going to do this video, okay? So back to Tiffany Haddish. Here's her response instead of actually looking at it from a comedian's perspective.
I want to know how you felt about it. Would you want your husband to do that for you?
She begs the question with a question. I want to know how you felt about it. She's asking you, Tiffany. Okay, in light of considering that he is a comedian, was the joke proportional to the slap? It's simple. Was it over the line? Okay, but she doesn't say that. What do you feel? And this is typical of someone who's deflecting. They're refusing to go down that road. And this is what cognitive dissonance does. This is what's wrong with a lot of our community, family. We refuse to see other people's issues. And by other people, I'm simply meaning other genders. If they don't have the same gender, we're somehow beginning to put up this wall or barrier in which where we don't empathize with them. It's very scary where we're headed. If we don't get this corrected, it's gonna be real problems, family. That's another video though. But here we go.
If you was clearly hurt, I mean, they put her face up on the screen. He looked over at his wife. She was hurt. What would you want?
So she only continues to build on her point on why it was okay to hit him. They put her face on the screen. She's adding to it to make it reasonable that Will Smith's actions are okay, but they're actually deplorable. All right, and real quick, let's think about it. She said that, I mean, they put her face on the screen. Don't they do that to everybody that they joke on? I mean, if you're at an NBA game and you're known, if they say you're there, they put your face on the screen. And don't we know Jade about her face? I wouldn't know her if she were in a mask. This is her face. Her face is not offensive to anyone. It's not something to be laughed at either. Okay, so putting her face on the screen is not something that should be adding to the reason it's okay to slap someone. You understand what I'm saying? This makes no sense. If the joke wasn't enough to be slapped, putting her on the screen doesn't make it enough to be slapped because it has nothing to do with the joke whatsoever. You understand? It's almost like when we were children, many of us fought and we weren't actually angry at what somebody said. We were actually incited to fight over what happened whenever this so-called offense happened. Ooh, he did this to you. You gonna let them do that to you? Because we were encouraged to act out because other people thought it was offensive. So if you got a reaction like that, it just kind of brought the worst out of us, right? But that actually has nothing to do with the actual thing that happened. So actually it's childish and petty to get caught up in that. You understand? So you got to realize that you can't add things that have nothing to do with the situation to the situation and act as if that gives a person more of a right to do the thing that they did. That is completely off. That is not how you should deduce whether or not it's okay to attack somebody. You understand? There are very few things that makes it okay to attack somebody when they're not physically attacking you. That is not one of them. Okay? Her face going on the screen, people laughing, or people feeling like the joke was egregious. No response to that warranted him being slapped any more than the actual joke did. So if the joke is not parallel to the slap, nothing else makes it parallel to the slap. Not looking at her face, seeing her pain, none of it makes it parallel to the slap. That's adding things that don't belong. This is why I mean emotional intelligence. If we had emotional intelligence, we would know that. We would know that has nothing to do with it. It might make us more offended, but it doesn't add to a right to attack somebody or to act out of the anger that you feel. Because there's consequences to acting out of the anger that you feel. And if you don't want those consequences, then you know you shouldn't behave that way. But I'll get back to it. Just wanted to make that point. Okay, I'm going to get to why, but let's finish this video, just this clip here.
I would want him to defend me. The thing that made me sad was like this was a big night for Will, and then you saw that emotion for him, and it was like it's just I don't think I've still processed how this night went. You know.
Well,
It was more than a big night for Will. It was a big night for everyone in that building. It's the Oscars family. Many people are getting their awards. It's a big night for them all. Okay, so it's not just a big night for Will, and many of us are getting lost in that fact. Okay, people deserve their accolades, but Will Smith is an actor, family. Did a good job at being an actor, and that's what he's getting an award for. We got to stop acting like an actor is equal to a doctor. You understand? Or someone who's truly beneficial in our world. They entertain us, that's all great. But he is no better than you and I. He's a celebrity. We romanticize celebrities. That's simple, family. This is the only reason we're talking about this crap. He's an actor. He is not to be glorified or reverenced in any way, family. He's a very good actor, but that's just a job. We more should be concerned about the character of the human being. How is he around his family, his children? How is he out here in society when we really have to deal with each other? Forget if he's an actor or not. Or forget if this night would have meant a lot to him based on those premises. Let's continue.
well, she better take care of business when they get home. Because I know I would. If my man did that for me, I'm just saying, yellow.
She better take care of business when she gets home. I want you guys to understand something. From Tiffany Haddish's perspective, Will Smith should be rewarded with intimacy because he slapped Chris Rock in defending Jada's honor. This is toxic behavior, family. Do you understand what I'm telling you? We always talk about what it's like to date a person of low value, man or woman alike, but specifically for women or men, period. When they instigate fights for their own pleasure and ego, this is toxic. If a man is instigating two women to fight because he thinks it's sexy that two women fight over him, that is ego, and he is toxic. If a woman is instigating two men to fight because it makes her feel better about herself or prettier, this is toxic, family. And a woman rewarding a man with intimacy for acting like this would only create a horrible man. And if the world acted like this, if we all acted like this would be chaos. Do you understand? See, a higher value woman would have told him, don't represent us in that way. We have children, we have family, we have people who look up to us, we have legacy. Husband, king, due to your action tonight, you could have cost us millions of dollars of money that we've tried to build. Jim Carrey said he would have sued Will Smith for $200 million just because the video would have been up forever and it was humiliating to him. And dadgummit, he would have got that money too. And Chris Rock could also. Hey man, you've ruined your reputation. You've shown people a side of you that you never wanted people to see. And again, it's not indicative of the man that you want to be, nor of the husband that I want protecting my honor. I don't want you going around slapping people for offending me. Husband, I am a figure. I am a celebrity figure. People are going to talk junk about me. No, I didn't like the joke. But that is not how you should have responded. A high value woman can see that it's going to be damage from this man acting out like this. Any of you ladies out here, your man is not Will Smith. He's not wealthy. If he goes around slapping people for you, your man going to be in jail. And you're going to be having conversations with him through plexiglass. That's the kind of man you want. And you're rewarding that behavior with sex. So you can't see how you are definitely a contributor to this action. That's crazy. Really, really crazy.
Did you talk to either of them tonight?
Guys, it's crazy. Do you understand what I'm telling you? If the tables were turned and a woman comedian, if Tiffany Haddish was up there and she insulted Will Smith for the entanglement stuff, and it obviously showed on his face that he didn't like it. If Jada walked up there and slapped her for that, and the same thing happened, and after the fact, Will Smith said, I'm going to, or everyone was saying, Will Smith better go home and give Jada the business for defending his honor, for protecting him. Do you understand protecting someone means that when violence is coming towards them, this is called protection. You're protecting them from violence. Was Chris Rock being violent towards Jada in any way? No, he wasn't, right? And if the joke was offensive, the joke was over. So he is not pursuing to continue to joke on her. Will Smith just decides to do this. And y'all call it protecting. That's not protecting, family. And the biggest kicker is this exposed so many of us in how we think that we praise this type of behavior from Will Smith as if Chris Rock, his humanity, does not give him the rights to not be assaulted. You understand? Like we're treating this like Jada's right to not be insulted is greater than Chris Rock's right to not be assaulted, smacked in his damn face in front of everybody for the whole world to see forever and ever. People get joked on, family. That's happened before. We all do it. Will Smith has joked on people's bald head who had alopecia. See, this type of behavior right here coming from Tiffany Haddish, it tells me a lot about why she thought that Common was boring. Will Smith and Common are very similar in their temperament. Their relationship is over now, and from what I'm seeing in all of the news about it is that she thought he was boring. That's why. Because they can't get these men to act like that. Real men, high-value men don't carry themselves by evoking violence on people because of words. We understand that because someone offended you, especially if it's just a joke, and told in that form, they're not actually trying to ruin your name. They're not continuing to degrade you in any way, demoralize you in any way. There's no need to go assault that person. A high-value man knows consequences are inevitable. Even if he doesn't go to jail, your reputation, your legacy, all these things can be ruined. And then that same energy can come right back to you. This is not something you should reward as a queen, as a wife to your husband. You should not reward this type of behavior. That is not how you protect someone. Do you understand? Now listen, we don't know what Jada is going through all the way. We look at the stuff with Jada's red talk, and I think that red table talk, and I think that makes us care a little bit less about her issues. But when I was losing weight like crazy and through my surgery, and hey man, I remember crying one time in the shower of all the weight that I lost. You understand? I could imagine Jada may be crying sometimes at home about her head, about her insecurities. And so that could have all trickled up to the surface with Will Smith in that area. And that could have brought that out. But even then, that is not a time to attack. Sure, Will Smith could have been thinking, I'm doing everything I can to keep her together. I'm complimenting her. I'm telling her she's beautiful regardless. I'm doing all that I can. And she's still having these breakdowns. She's still, crying about it. She's still suffering because of it. And here is Chris Rock to undo all the work that I've been putting in. This man made a joke about her head. What? Oh my gosh. Look, I know that would hurt, but that does not give you a right to physically assault someone. Let me make this one thing clear, family. If that does give Will Smith the right to assault, then one day Will Smith will upset someone. We all will offend someone. So if you guys are saying if someone's offended and they can find reason for their offense, they have a right to physically assault you for something that you said. Eventually, it's going to come right back on you because we all have offended people with something we said. We don't know what lens they're looking through, and we do not know what they're going through. So the thing that you say that you're taking it lighthearted, they could take as very deep. They could take that as you're trying to hurt them because they feel pain. See, we're weird in how we act. If we feel pain, then you're doing it to me intentionally. We believe the world is happening to us, not that we are creating it. And so we always project on people when they make us feel feelings of any sort. If you go hit somebody because you're mad, you're being possessed by anger, and you deserve everything that demon gets. This is why you got to be accountable to who you are before these things happen. This is not behavior that should be rewarded. If this was staged, I actually appreciate it because it exposed how we think. We do not value what a man goes through at all. We are only romanticizing Jada because she's a woman and saying she's losing hair. It doesn't matter what your gender is. If you're losing hair, it's going to hurt. This is why you see men trying to get their hair replaced. They do all these type of procedures to keep their hair. They care too. It doesn't matter that we have different genders. We got to cut that out. We're all human, right? So stop saying, oh, but that's a woman. Oh, but that's just a man. No, it's not. It's not cool. So in this moment right here, she watched Will Smith, who was a black man, go smack another fellow black man, and it's all okay. Even though it happened at the Oscars, it happened on live television. Even though it was Will Smith who has built a reputation for being positive, she watched that be destroyed in front of everybody. But it's still a great night because, of course, he was defending Jada's honor, her wifely honor. You guys, this is childish. Ladies, if you have a husband, don't look at him as your lapdog, Labrador retriever who's supposed to protect you every time you mad, that you say sick him on it and you reward him with a treat. This is denigrating him. This is looking at him like he is an object. The same way you don't want to be looked at for your body and what you offer sexually. The same reason we don't want to be looked at for what we offer masculinity-wise in that way. We don't want to be reduced to that. We are human too. That's ridiculous. Throw your whole legacy and life away because I'm offended. I'm going to reward you with some sex because, you slapped someone for me. But never mind everything that could have been lost or will be lost inevitably because of this decision that you made. That's ridiculous, family. And that exposes a lot of how we think. Seriously. I don't know what issues that Tiffany Haddish has that make her see the world like that, but a lot of our female counterparts see the world like that. And that's not how the world is, family. You are not better than a man. He does not have to throw his life on the line because you're offended. Those type of things, those type of gestures come whenever your life's on the line. You're sitting there, you're comfortable, you're good. The feeling that you're feeling inside of you right now is internal. You're offended. Listen, man, my wives get offended about stuff all the time. People come for them all the time. I would not be a high value man if I went around slapping everybody who offended them. And they wouldn't have a man if I did that. Do you understand? That's why it wouldn't be wise to reward that behavior. Do you understand? You're such a man. Oh, she better put it on him tonight. That's a real man. No, that was real childish. Hitting folk because they made you mad. That's real childish. Everybody get upset. Did that get him a right to hit? That's ridiculous, y'all. That's absolutely ridiculous. Peace, family.